Hit the record button here for Lou and I to start our little Fobia sales for FosterU for this coming, well, for actually 2 weeks from now, but we're recording in advance. So I'm here with Lou Diamond of Fobia Sales, and Lou is the CEO of this amazing sales organization. Lou and I go way back to 1999, I think we just discovered in our little walk down memory lane, where we used to work together at an internet marketing and web development company. So fortunately, as the networker and connector and stay in touch person that I am, Lou has remained in my life over the years, and I thought was the perfect person to call upon for our next FosterU session. Which is about sales and marketing. So I've got Lou here today. Lou, give us a little background on what Fobia is and how you got involved in it.
No, absolutely. And good to see you. And hello to everybody at FosterU.
Oh, and it's Fedora Friday.
Oh, yes, Fedora Friday. to share the spirit and a little bit of Fobia, I'm going to keep my hat on the side, but we'll put it there. So Fobia is a leading sales thinking and development firm. We work with companies to help basically take their best people and make them even better. I like to always say that some people are always trying to go from good to great. We're about going from great to epic. We utilize this through workshops, through coaching. We do consulting relationships with different sales departments. But the most important thing that we're all about is helping to develop the actual person that we're working with. We call ourselves sales person development specialists. And those are 3 words, not 2. Everybody's focused on selling. We want to work on the person and coaching that individual to help them achieve their greatness. Fobia, spelled F-O-B-I-A, is actually an acronym. It's the fear of being immediately authentic. And what we do is really help drive the most amazingness out of you and kind of dig down a little bit to figure out what that is, because we find that when you're the most authentic, you tend to sell the best, act the best, and deliver the best results. That's what we're about.
Awesome. So fortunately, I was able to become a Phobiac, as you call us, right? So I've been through the Fobia one-day sales training and got a ton out of it, which is kind of what led us to this today. And I have to say that what I really loved about it was just digging deep and learning about selling from a more coach-like perspective and selling from the why, and also really embracing the fear of selling. So let's talk a little bit about what some of those fears are and a little bit of the training that you put people through, because I obviously would want this to be a little bit of a selling proposition for you as well. So,
no, absolutely. It's really amazing, by the way. We've learned a very simple formula. To achieve your dreams, there's only 2 things you need: drive and courage. You put those together and you could achieve your dreams. Most salespeople have the drive that you wouldn't imagine. You know, everyone's focused on getting out of bed and conquering every single day. That's natural. But when it comes to courage, we have to first understand what courage is. Courage is overcoming fear. Right. Understanding what your fears are is the first step to recognizing what that hurdle is so that you know how to approach it. We don't ever go with this tactic that, you know, we're going to scare people straight, or that we're going to really recognize that you have to be fearless. Everybody has inherent fears that hold them back. What we need to do is recognize what those fears are and kind of help you get a better understanding on why you have that certain fear. And there's a long list of what those fears are, you know, from being afraid to fail, being afraid, believe it or not, to succeed, and other fears that people have had that they've had throughout their entire life. Everyone's going to be different. As I mentioned, it's all about the individual. So what we try to do is try and recognize what that specific fear is on that person and help them push through it.
Right.
Challenging when you're dealing with someone like Haley, who's completely fearless, but at the same time, she's got her own fears and things and hesitations on whether or not every time you succeed, you want to move to the next piece. Once you recognize and identify what those fears are, there is really nothing that can hold you back. And it's important to kind of step back and actually say, you know, what am I really afraid of? And then kind of digging a little deeper into it. And that takes a little bit of coaching, and that's what we do in our workshops and when we do it our one-on-one coaching as well.
Right. And we're not going to really get into it at our session that we're going to do together in a week and a half or so, but let's talk a little bit about the selling from why.
Yeah.
Which I truly love. And I've given the girls the women, I should say, the link to the Simon Sinek TED Talk, which if anybody on Periscope is watching and hasn't seen that Simon Sinek Selling from Why TED Talk, highly recommended. It's amazing. So talk a little bit about the selling from why. Actually, his is start from why, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's the key is that, and by the way, Simon is codified a very simple message that we've all really known for a very long time. And we embrace it because it is truly about your own authenticity. If you think about the Target logo, which he calls his golden circle,
right,
and he draws all the way to the middle, which is your why, which is actually at your core. And the most important thing that we believe in sales is that you have to connect with the person that you're selling to. And that connection doesn't start with what you're selling. As Simon says, you don't buy what people sell, you buy what they sell it. And that why is very important from a sales perspective to really connect with one person. Our main focus when we work with all the people that we're coaching, top leaders, is that sometimes you get a little far away from your why. You get so wound up in the what and how, and you're so eager to talk about what it is you're going to do or how you're going to help somebody, where in reality, it's starting with the why. It is going to be the initial connection that's going to get you faster through the sales process. So we're always about starting the sales process right at the why you want to be working together.
Right.
Now, there's two whys. There's a why which is focused on your own personal why.
Right.
And then there's a why that's focused on maybe the company that you work for.
Right.
Well, Haley here obviously is embodied in the why, that she is the company and the person. And your name is perfect for exactly what your own why is. I'm sure you've told this to your group at FosterU before.
Yes, my name, that is aptronymic.
I love that word. It doesn't really work.
I use it anytime I can because it's awesome.
But when you have your own personal why and then your own company's why, they might not always be so connected, especially when you work for a really large company or maybe a company that's been around for a while or you have multiple partners. The key part here is recognizing how your own why meshes with the company that you're with. Right. And pairing that message together helps to connect individuals right out of the gate. It's also effective because if you're able to then take your why, your company's why, and connect it with the person that you're selling to and their own why, you're really, really digging deep and helping to get at a level that truly passes through all the clutter of what and how you're going to work together. And then you could figure out the right why on how you're going to be successful.
Right. So what I think is funny is that, maybe it's not funny, but you work with everything from entrepreneurs who, I think when you are talking about selling from why, it's a little easier for people that are in it and living it. And then you work with major corporations. I don't know if I can name them, but you work with companies where, trying to sell from why and sell from a point of passion, which I think really describes it well, is a lot harder when you're selling electronics or computer software.
Yeah. Or financial service products where, where there's nothing really so sexy about why that is. But, to put it in perspective, let's use that example, if someone was selling, life insurance or investment products, I always think about, we had one particular Fobia that went through the workshop and was trying to think of their personal why and what they did and how they can relate that to the people that they sold to. And I always love this expression. This one person came in and said, when it came to helping to manage someone else's money, his why was that he cared more about their money than they did. Right. And that was such a powerful message because it was true. He really did. He cared about it. He showed about it and all that passion because he wants to help his clients. He wants to make sure that they're safe. Right. So you can look at the most technical or boring type of product that isn't as, sexy as a lot of the marketing things that people can see or ideas. But when you take it to these regular everyday things that are essential to what you do and how they relate to what you care about and why you care about it, selling from there is so much more powerful. Right. And it enables you to really connect and close.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Um, so for the women that are coming to our session, what can they do to prepare so that we can get the most out of our session? And this would, go out to pretty much anybody out there that is looking to really discover more about how to embrace the fear and sell without fear,
Right.
and to be authentic. So
what we try to do is, we actually have a session that we always try and figure out what's holding you back from being as successful as you can be. And obviously, when you're starting out in a business, that's a little bit of a challenge because there's lots of things that could be up in the air. But what I like to think of is when it comes to getting your business off the ground, what is the thing that you are most afraid that you're not going to be successful with? What is the thing that you feel that you might come up short with? And kind of address what that might be. Maybe it's sales, maybe it's marketing. So for your FosterU class, you should really have them write down and focus what is that fear that they're most afraid of that's going to keep their business from being successful. Start with that.
You got that, ladies? Write down some fears and bring them to the meeting.
Go to the meeting with that and kind of think about what you're afraid about first, because we'll be able to then channel what that fear is, kind of talk through it a little bit, and then direct it into your own personal why and show how we can take that drive and direction that you're looking to and overcome that fear to get you what you're trying to do, which is make your business an amazing success.
Right. All right. Awesome. So they will come prepared with that. And then I think I forgot to do, well, no, maybe I did it. So what I like to ask everybody that I do these pre-sessions with is, if you can give these women who are entrepreneurs that are just starting out words to foster them, what would those words be?
The foster. I think be true to yourself and authentic, and that falls right in line with Fobia.
Totally.
And that is really believe in what you believe in and live and die with that authenticity that you want to bring to your business, because that is your own calling card and your own meal ticket that's going to distinguish you from your competition, but is also going to make you great.
Right. Awesome.
So we're signing off. I have to sign off with my Fedora Friday red hat.
There you go. Fedora Friday, people. Lou Diamond of Fobia Sales and Haley Foster of Fostering 101. You can follow both of us on Twitter and me on Periscope. I am going to stop the recording here. Swipe down to stop. And then you and I are still going, but I'm going to stop our recording also. So ladies, don't forget your homework for this week and over the break, which is bring to the meeting some of your fears that you have about your business, selling, whatever you've got. And we'll see you on the 9th.
Looking forward to it. The 9th or the 2nd?
Sorry, the 2nd. Yes, the 2nd.
Number 2nd.
See you on the 2nd.